to live a happier life between the ages of 70 and 85. It is not about holding on to more, it is about having the courage to let go of the burdens that no longer serve us. At this stage of life, we are no longer racing against time. Instead, we are learning to listen to ourselves and seek peace within. But unfortunately, many older adults still unknowingly carry habits, thoughts, and fears that only make life feel heavier and more exhausting. In today's video, I will share with you 11 important things that people between the ages of 70 and 85 should let go of, so life can feel lighter, the mind more at peace, and each day filled with genuine happiness. Before we begin, drop a positive affirmation in the comments below, something like a personal commitment to welcome goodness into your life. For example, you can write, "I deserve to live peacefully and happily," or anything else that speaks to your heart. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss out on more meaningful content like this. Let's build a community filled with positivity and love together. You might be surprised to learn that some things seem small on the surface, but once you let them go, they can completely transform how you experience life in your golden years. So what are those things? Let's dive right in. Number 1. Let go of comparing your life to others. Have you noticed that even after decades of living, many seniors still silently compare themselves to others, especially the younger generation? Maybe it is a feeling of longing for what they no longer have, or a desire to feel recognized and valued. But over time, these comparisons quietly deepen the emotional gaps inside us. When you constantly look at someone else's life and measure it against your own, it is easy to fall into a spiral of disappointment, insecurity, and the sense that you are somehow less than. You might start thinking, "I used to be like that," or "if only I still had their energy." These thoughts not only bring your mood down, but also slowly distance you from your loved ones, the very people who care about you most. But true peace does not come from competing with anyone. It comes from appreciating the one-of-a-kind journey you have lived instead of comparing. Try to focus on what you have: a warm home, beautiful memories, and family members who are still by your side. Take time to enjoy the morning sunshine, the laughter of your grandchildren, and every precious moment that you are still here to witness. Number 2. Let go of the habit of hiding your emotions. A lot of older people tend to keep their real feelings to themselves. When someone asks, "Are you okay?" the answer is usually, "I am fine," even if deep down they feel lonely, anxious, or sad. This habit often comes from the belief that sharing emotions is unnecessary, a sign of weakness, or might burden family members. However, bottling up emotions for too long can take a serious toll on both your mental and physical health. When negative feelings are repressed, the body reacts with long-term stress. This can lead to trouble sleeping, constant fatigue, a weaker immune system, and issues with the heart and mind. Studies have shown that seniors who live with loneliness or emotional suppression face a much higher risk of depression, anxiety, and chronic illness. Expressing your emotions is actually a vital part of mental self-care. You do not have to say a lot, just be honest and speak up at the right time to the right person. It could be a simple talk with a family member, a catch-up with an old friend, or even writing in a journal to release your thoughts. When you open up, your mood lightens, your spirit relaxes, and your body heals better. Human connection does not grow from silence, it grows from understanding. And in order to be understood, you first have to be willing to let others know how you really feel. Number 3. Let go of the regrets over dreams you never got to fulfill. Throughout life, everyone has their big dreams. Maybe it was building a successful career, traveling far and wide, or pursuing a creative passion that never had the chance to come alive. As we grow older, those unfulfilled dreams can sometimes become deep sources of regret. Feeling regret is completely natural, but when it lingers, it can negatively affect your emotional well-being. Research shows that constantly thinking about the past, especially what you did not accomplish, can lead to depression, anxiety, and a lower quality of life. Regret traps the mind in the past and steals away your ability to enjoy the present. It can even affect your sleep and overall health. But here is the good news. Instead of letting regret take over, older adults can transform that emotion into new motivation. One simple but powerful way is to find joy in the small things around you every day. A fresh morning breeze, a heartfelt conversation, or simply the peace you feel while watching the sunset. Number 4. Let go of negative beliefs about aging. Many people as they age carry silent fears inside: fear of their body weakening, fear of becoming dependent, fear of being seen as a burden. These negative beliefs weigh down the spirit and may even speed up natural physical decline. Often these fears come from social stereotypes or past wounds that were never fully healed. But when we take a step back, we can see that aging is actually one of the richest and most meaningful phases of life. It is a time to slow down, reflect more deeply, and truly savor the simple values that busy youth often overlooked. These later years offer us a chance to connect deeply with ourselves, with our families, and with what truly matters. Building a positive mindset is the key to enjoying this part of life to the fullest. Be grateful for every morning you wake up, for the legs that still carry you, for the heart that still beats in rhythm. Number 5. Let go of expecting perfection from yourself. Many people, even as they grow older, still quietly set very high expectations for themselves. They hope their bodies will stay strong and flexible, like in their youth. They wish their memories would remain sharp and clear, allowing them to live independently without relying on anyone. At first, these expectations might seem like positive motivation, encouraging an active and confident lifestyle. However, when those expectations become unrealistic and clash with the natural changes happening every day, they quietly turn into a heavy psychological burden, slowly eroding the joy of living. When the body no longer functions as smoothly as hoped, when small things like bending down to pick up an object, walking a long distance, or even remembering an appointment become difficult, feelings of failure and helplessness can quickly take over. Many people end up feeling insecure, withdrawn, and even hesitant to join family activities or reconnect with friends simply because deep down they feel they are not good enough or no longer the person they used to be. But the truth is, growing old does not demand perfection. It is a time to learn to be compassionate with the natural changes of the body and with the new limitations that come with time. Instead of blaming ourselves for no longer being as strong as we once were, we can learn to appreciate what we are still able to do. Sometimes, just being able to move gently or take care of yourself day by day is a precious gift worth feeling grateful for. Number 6. Let go of the responsibility to control everything. In their later years, many people still carry the feeling that they must oversee and manage everything within the family. They worry about their children, look after their grandchildren, and even intervene in major and minor decisions, like managing finances, raising kids, or handling other family matters. This often stems from a lifetime of shouldering responsibilities and a deep desire to protect loved ones the best way they know how. However, trying to control everything too much often leads to emotional stress. When their wishes are not fulfilled, or when the younger generations choose to live differently, older adults can easily feel disappointed or hurt. Over time, differences in viewpoints can cause emotional distance, misunderstandings, and even unnecessary conflicts within the family. Learning to let go of the need to control is a necessary journey toward finding peace. Trust that everyone has the right and ability to make their own life choices. When you step back, you not only give your children and grandchildren the opportunity to grow, but you also grant yourself the chance to live more peacefully and contentedly. A practical way to ease the need for control is to focus on the things you truly can manage: your attitude, your unconditional love, and your faith in the next generations. Number 7. Let go of guilt about past relationships. Looking back on life, many older adults carry silent feelings of guilt toward their children, friends, or loved ones. It could be apologies left unsaid, missed opportunities, or past decisions that once caused hurt. These feelings, even if hidden, slowly wear down the spirit and take away from the joy of the present. Guilt not only weighs heavily on the mind, but it also negatively affects physical health. It keeps the mind in a constant state of tension, leading to insomnia, fatigue, and can even worsen age-related illnesses. More importantly, lingering guilt can make older people feel isolated and disconnected, even when surrounded by love. That is why learning to forgive yourself is so essential. No one's life is perfect. Everyone has moments of mistakes and choices that were less than ideal. What matters is not endlessly dwelling on the past, but appreciating the lessons learned and gently forgiving yourself before it is too late. To begin the healing process, start with small steps. Write down what you still feel burdened about. Face your true emotions instead of avoiding them. Then try to send a sincere apology, even if only in your heart, to the people involved. Finally, remind yourself that you too deserve the same compassion and kindness you have always offered others. Number 8. Let go of the fear of becoming dependent on others. One of the deepest, often unspoken fears among older adults is the fear of becoming a burden to their families. When health starts to decline, when hands and legs no longer move as easily as before, many seniors carry a profound sense of guilt. They worry about being an inconvenience to their children and grandchildren, about becoming a source of stress for their loved ones. Because of this, many try to carry all burdens by themselves, even when their bodies are tired. They hide their pain, their silent struggles, and refuse help as a way to protect their dignity and the love they have for their families. However, this quiet effort often leads to unintended isolation. By refusing to accept help, they also close off the door to connection with their family and with the community. They retreat into a small world of their own, where sadness and loneliness quietly grow larger each day. In reality, needing support at some level is a completely natural part of the human journey. No one can remain completely self-sufficient forever. As we grow older, accepting a helping hand from loved ones is not a sign of failure. It is an inevitable part of life's natural rhythm. The important thing is not to cling stubbornly to total independence, but to receive care with an open heart, with gratitude, and with grace. Number 9. Let go of toxic relationships, or those that drain your energy. After having lived through most of life, many older adults still hesitate when it comes to cutting back on relationships that exhaust them. It might be an old friend who constantly complains, a family member who is always critical, or someone who makes you feel judged and unheard. Even when they know these relationships are harmful to their spirit, many continue to endure them silently out of politeness, out of old loyalty, or simply out of fear of upsetting others. However, the older we get, the more precious our life energy becomes. Holding on to stressful relationships is like carrying a heavy bag of stones on your back, weighing down your joy, increasing anxiety and frustration, and even harming your overall health. On the other hand, letting go or reducing contact with those who drain your spirit is a very effective way to maintain emotional stability. Keep a light heart and nourish your mental well-being. The important thing to remember is that you do not have to cut people off harshly. You can set gentle, respectful boundaries. Spend less time engaging in draining conversations. Do not respond immediately or gracefully. Decline meetings that feel forced. Prioritize relationships where you feel respected, safe, and free to be your true self. Number 10. Let go of clutter, both physical and mental. Few people realize that clutter in our living space does not just strain the eyes, it also deeply affects our mental and physical health. A cramped, messy home filled with old, unused items can create a stifling feeling, heighten stress, and place invisible pressure on the mind. Studies show that living in a cluttered environment raises cortisol levels, the hormone responsible for stress, which can lower sleep quality and weaken the immune system. Beyond emotional unease, prolonged stress caused by a disorganized living space increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure and anxiety disorders among older adults. Cluttered homes also raise the chances of falls and injuries, which are especially dangerous as the body becomes more fragile with age. That is why simplifying your living environment is not just about tidying up. It is a powerful act of caring for both your health and your spirit. Start small. Organize your wardrobe, clear off your desk, donate items you no longer need. Every item you let go of is one less burden on your mind, creating more space for relaxation and serenity. At the same time, clear out old thoughts that no longer serve you. Unnecessary worries, lingering sadness. When your living space and your mind are both refreshed, you will notice a clear difference, a sharper spirit, deeper sleep, lighter body, and a much more peaceful, comfortable life. Number 11. Let go of the belief that it is too late to find new joy. One of the biggest barriers that rob older adults of their joy is the thought, "What can I possibly do at this age, or it is too late to start anything new?" These limiting beliefs act like invisible walls, quietly choking the excitement and delight that naturally exist within us. Over time, each day feels more monotonous and dull, and both emotional and physical quality of life gradually declines. But in reality, joy is not limited by age. Happiness does not ask how old you are. Passion is not measured by the ticking of the clock. Anna Mary Robertson, known around the world as Grandma Moses, began painting at the age of 78, and later became a celebrated artist with hundreds of works exhibited worldwide. Colonel Harlan Sanders founded the famous KFC brand after he turned 65. Stories like these remind us that any time can be the perfect time to start something new if we keep our hearts open and believe in the vitality within us. To find joy again, you do not have to do anything grand. Happiness can start with the simplest things: a community painting class, a few lines of journaling at night, a gentle exercise group at the park, or tending to a few blooming flower pots on your front porch. These activities not only enrich your daily rhythm, but also awaken the feeling that you are still growing, still savoring life, still creating, regardless of your age. Additionally, getting involved with a community, such as taking classes, joining volunteer groups, or participating in book clubs, brings fresh energy and helps older adults feel connected, heard, and valued. The most important thing is to keep your heart wide open. Do not be afraid to try things you have never done before. Do not fear making mistakes or failing. Each small joy, each new experience is like a warm ray of sunshine, lighting up the later years of life and making them not just longer, but deeper and more radiant. Life at 70, 80, or even 90 years old is not the end. It is a brand new chapter. It is a chapter where you have every right to choose peace, freedom, and happiness. When we dare to let go of the 11 emotional burdens that have clung to us for so many years, from regret to unrealistic expectations to toxic relationships, we find our hearts more open, lighter, and each passing day more precious than ever before. Letting go does not mean giving up. It is a conscious, empowered action. It is how we reclaim ownership of our emotions, care for our mental health, and fully savor every moment we have left on this beautiful journey of life. You do not have to change everything overnight. Simply choose one thing that resonates with you the most and start today. Even the smallest step is already a wonderful gift to yourself. Before we wrap up, leave a positive affirmation in the comments below as a commitment to your peaceful life. Something like, "I deserve to live peacefully and freely every day," or any heartfelt message you would like to give yourself. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring more meaningful topics about aging, health, and happiness together. Let us build a vibrant, positive community where every person is respected, understood, and encouraged to live their brightest and most beautiful days.